Hey, Door Lord here. Yeah, it's a Sunday morning. I'm bored out of my skull. So yesterday I charged one of my old cell phones and I found some job pictures on there. So that's what I'm gonna. That was the last one I did with the hangar door. Same thing with this one. So this was a job that I did for a different door company that I don't normally work for, but they know that my scope exceeds garage doors. So the customer had. You can see the layout he had here. Couple bays here, and this area here was just dead space inside the shop. Guys had toolboxes and everything all junked up in the middle of the space. And I talked to the owner, and what they wanted to do is they wanted to cut this out, all this out here, and put another door in. Fortunately, the way the roof was laid out, they flashed it properly, so it wasn't going to be an issue. But I told the guy, listen, I said the issue is getting it out and getting it back in. And I only wanted to spend a day here. I wanted to cut this hole, reframe it, hang the door, and be on my way. And so I told him I'd have to frame the top of this up here in wood with T111 siding. So here's just another picture here. Here's another picture here. He actually had me come back later in this wall over here, and I cut a 3/0 because we took this door out here. So then you'd have to either leave the door up or walk all the way around the back to get into the building. So what we did was we moved this door opening from here over to this side wall, like right around here-ish. I don't have any pictures of that. So I cut that in and installed that for him as well. So but yeah, we wound up taking out all this here. And I'll show you some of the progress here. So we started, this is my boy John. I mean, again, you can tell how old this cell phone is. The pictures really sucked. So, we start nibbling. We took the overhang off. We get the window out. Next thing we do is we take this window out over here. More progress. Relatively simple. The way the bar joists in the roof up here were, the way the bar joists in the roof up here were structured. We could take this all the way out because it had structure up here to hold everything. And so here we got, start taking all out. We get the window and everything out of here. We're in good shape. We're not losing any extra block. A lot of time on the edges over here when you cut, sometimes you lose some of these block over here. I think we might have lost one or something like that. Not a big deal. More progress here. Once we get the outline of the block and everything done, the wall comes out relatively easy. We get it all cleaned up. Here it is. I mean, it's not even lunchtime yet on this job, and we have the opening clear all the way up to the roof deck. So now all we have to do is frame back down to our header height. Had all picked up all the lumber because I was the one that looked at it. These jobs are so much easier if you send the guy out that's going to do the work to look at it. That way he can make his lumber list there. I know a lot of guys drive to the job, look at it, leave, then go pick the material up, come back. By the time they get done doing all that, it's lunchtime. They get nothing done on day one. I want to get in, get out. I charge that company $5,000 to cut this opening, hang the door, and frame it back. And me and my guy were there a day. And this is probably around 2002, 2003. So here you can see the header. We frame back down, covered all T111 siding, make it nice and nice. He was okay with covering the jam. We kind of window cased the frame opening to cover the block because he didn't want to pay for the steel. We do have a company that bends 3/16 steel shoes for us to slide over the block. But even back then, they were really expensive. It would have cost like another $1,000 or $1,500 to get those shoes made. The guy was fine with the wood. He was going to have a guy come in and cap it all when we were done. And here's what it looks like when it's done. I mean, you can tell by the angle of the sun over the job. We did this in the summertime. Well, it wasn't really summertime. It was, I would say, early spring, spring-ish, because we had sun, I think, pretty late. I mean, we were probably there 10 or 11 hours, but I was not going back to this job. So that's what it looked like when it was done. Oop, you don't need to see that. So, well, there you have it. So don't be afraid to charge for jobs that involve a lot of work, even though you can get it done in a timely manner. At the end of the day, this customer was extremely happy. Um, when we got this done, we did everything exactly the way we said we were going to do it. That's when he talked to me about putting that man door back in that side wall over there. Yeah, don't be afraid to do stuff like this. You know what I mean? Because this work here, cutting this hole out, putting that door in, you know, making $5,000 in a day in 2002. That was a lot of money in 2002. That'd be probably about making 9 or 10,000 today, based on how the economy went. But don't feel shy about charging for something that you know is involved. And this job here, to the layman eye, looks super complicated, super involved. But once you tackle a couple of these things, you can make it look as easy as I do. I'm the Door Lord. Peace, like, subscribe, and don't be afraid to charge what you know.